Okay, hey everybody. So in this video, I want to talk about, over the past year, a little bit more. If you've been watching my channel for a bit, I have been a huge supporter of Eazybot. I've believed in this project, and I've talked a lot about, telling you guys to watch Eazybot and take this seriously because we were going to start seeing some pretty incredible numbers happen. So, what I'm excited to say is, guys, we're starting to see that right now. So, let's jump over to a video here. We're going to go through some numbers and then I'll jump back on and we'll talk about this a little bit.
In this video, we're going to take a look at an Eazybot account trading Ethereum and Bitcoin. Now, let's jump into this. We'll scroll down here and we'll look at when this account started. First trade was taken August 21st. And you'll see what happened here. We made an initial buy, another buy, and then we sold. And this trade is actually still open and active. It hasn't closed yet. If you know how Eazybot works, you'll see that we're buying and selling. We're making profit. In this case, our profit is coming back in as Bitcoin, but this is still an open trade and we're taking some profit along the way. Now, let's take a closer look at what's actually happening on the exchange. Here you'll see Bitcoin, our current Bitcoin holding. I want to take you back and let's see where we got started here. So on August 19th, you can see there was a Bitcoin deposit of 0.0400061 Bitcoin. What we want to do is establish how much Bitcoin did we own when we first put it into the account, and how much is that Bitcoin worth today? What's it worth today after the trading activity that Eazybot has undergone with Bitcoin, buying Ethereum, buying and selling Ethereum? And what would it have been if we would have simply just left that Bitcoin alone and allowed the market to do whatever it does? All right, so to answer that question, let's go here. So we purchased 0.0400061 on August 19th at 7:16 a.m. And we've already marked that up. So if we come here, you'll see August 19th. We're in the 15-minute chart. So the closest we can get is 7:15. So we're going to use this as a number, 25,919.37, as the value of Bitcoin when it was initially dropped into this account. Okay, not even necessarily when we started trading, just when it was put into the account. So if we come back here and we put that value in, then it tells us for the amount of Bitcoin we owned times the Bitcoin value, the total value of Bitcoin we owned at the time was 1,036.932908. So just over $1,000 worth of Bitcoin went into the account. Okay, so if we jump over and look at the current holdings of Bitcoin, so we see the deposit went here. We see that the initial buy order happened on August 21st, like we saw in Eazybot. We see the buys and the sells that are happening, just like we saw in Eazybot. And every time we're buying Ethereum. Every time we're selling that Ethereum and taking Bitcoin back in as profit. So you can see this Bitcoin came in, this Bitcoin went out to buy Ethereum, went out to buy more Ethereum. And so we're having all of these buys and sells. And today, the current value of the Bitcoin that we're holding 0.03520,358 Bitcoin. So actually have less Bitcoin today than we started with, but that's okay because we used some of that to purchase the Ethereum that we're trading. But for the amount of Bitcoin that we're holding, the current value of that Bitcoin is $947.68. So let's copy that. That's the current Bitcoin we're holding, that value, $947.68. All right, so let's take a look at Ethereum. Jump back over here, and if we go down to Ethereum, take the same look at the history. The first activity that happened with Ethereum happened August 21st. So it's all related to this particular bot. And you can see we've got some buys and sells. All of these transactions can be traced right back into the bot itself, and you can see exactly what's happening. Again, still an open trade, so the bot is still holding, and the account is still holding some Ethereum. And it's holding 0.16426,024 Ethereum that has a current value of $274.15. So what's interesting here is the current value of the Bitcoin and the Ethereum combined is $1,221.83. That is a percentage gain of 17.83%. The total value based on the initial Bitcoin we put in and what we have in Bitcoin and Ethereum holding today has gone up 17.83%. Now let's compare that to what would be the case if we would have simply left this Bitcoin alone. Now today's Saturday, September 30th, and what we're going to do is plug in the current Bitcoin value. So let's go to the Bitcoin chart. Again, we are on Binance US. We'll hit the refresh page, refresh real quick. And the current value of Bitcoin, 26,940 and 11 cents. So if we plug that in over here, 26,940.11, that means that if we would have held on to our 0.04000061 Bitcoin, and the current value of Bitcoin, if we wanted to liquidate it and sell it today, what we would get back is $1,077.76, an increase, a gain of 3.94%. Conversely, if we wanted to liquidate what Eazybot is currently trading for us, we would be able to liquidate all of the Bitcoin that has a current value of 947.68 and all of the Ethereum that has a current value of 274.15, and we'd have a total value of 1221.83. So obviously we'd be in a better position than if we simply left the Bitcoin holding here. Now this is a super microscopic example of a single account over a 45-day period. This really gets powerful over a longer period of time. If you're a Bitcoin believer and you believe that Bitcoin will likely go up over time, then this is a powerful way to increase the amount of Bitcoin you're holding. Not only you increasing your Bitcoin holdings, but you're getting the benefit of leveraging a market that's going up and down and an asset you believe.
Okay, guys, so if those numbers don't get you excited a little bit, you're a little bit fired up, then you might want to check your pulse, right? I mean, hopefully what you got out of this is the exact same thing I did. It's incredible to see the numbers that we just saw in a 45-day period, right? But what gets me really pumped up and excited to think about, and hopefully you came to the same conclusion, is if there was that much of a difference in between just what the market was doing with Bitcoin over the last little bit, and I'll go over the charts here in a second. Well, what's going to happen over the next 2 3 5 years? If you're a Bitcoin believer, if you believe Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to go up, what's that compounding effect going to do over the next 2 to 3 years? Guys, if you're not excited about 17.5% in 45 days, and this is not a Ponzi scheme, guys. This is not some just random thing online where they're promising to pay you, 1 or 2 or 3% a day. This is real world trading. We can verify this in our exchanges. We can watch every trade, happen and track every single trade that Eazybot is taking. We can track that on our own exchange, and to see those type of numbers and what this could potentially be over the next few years, guys, this is going to do extremely well. I mean, obviously I can't make promises, nothing's guaranteed, but when you see the track record that's already happening with these new pairs, what is that going to do for you over the next few years? It's really exciting. And then when you let's talk about the charts here a little bit. When you take this to what has really happened during that 45 day period. So I marked the beginning trade day up to the end of what David covered there. And what you can see here, guys, is nothing overly exciting has happened. We saw it go up about 7.6% to the peak and then dropped back down. We haven't had like massive moves in that time frame. There's been nothing like just blown anybody's socks off. I mean, this was a pretty good move, I'll admit. Up to 7.6 for Bitcoin. That's not bad. But then as we're going to that, the 29th on that final trade, it's only up. What was it? A little over 3.5%, almost 4%, I think it was. So imagine, guys, when we're looking at these bigger moves, like back here, right? When we start to see these, we kind of come into earlier this year, if we had been having, because if we come back here to January of this year, I mean, the reality is Bitcoin is in more or less, what people are calling, the beginning of a bull run. The end of the bear run is over. A lot of analysts are calling that right now. So imagine if we had had this strategy back in January of this year, and we've had some of these big moves. So guys, the the bull run is not even really here yet. We're seeing an uptrend, but we have not even seen the bull run happen. We're not going to see that happen until we get closer to the halving, or obviously if the BlackRock ETFs happen, things like that. So position yourself uh, now, guys. Get ready for that bull run. Get ready to ride that wave. And the best way you can do it, undeniably, from the numbers that you just saw, is not to buy and hold Bitcoin. It's not to dollar cost average, or, I mean, there's some great strategies out there, but why not be building more Bitcoin with your Bitcoin, like Eazybot is doing? This is just absolutely going to be killer for the people that take this seriously, for the people that get into this and are patient and ready and willing to ride that wave. Guys, we're just going to have an amazing ride together. So reach out to me if you have any questions, if you want to talk about this a little bit more. I'll put my calendar that you can book below. And yeah, guys, let's get you set up. Let's get you ready to go now so that we can just have an incredible ride together. So, all right. Hopefully this helps, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.